you also have a better part of the exhibition to visit. I'd like to please call upon us on stage the author of our first book that we would like to launch today, Mr. C.N. Sivaramakrishnan. So while Mr. C.N. Sivaramakrishnan takes center stage, a quick background to the launch of the book that we are doing today. Mr. C.N. Sivaramakrishnan is no stranger to any of you who have been dealing in the textile industry for any amount of time. Also for those who have a propensity for reading, which is, I think, one of the more common binding elements amongst us, you would know that this is not his first book launch. It's not his second book launch. It's not even his third book launch. In fact, it is his fifth. It is the launch of the fifth book that he has been authoring. And I think the longevity, the commitment, the passion, and of course the knowledge, these are all attributes that have come together as ingredients in not only this book, but the 4 earlier books as well. So, and of course, worth highlighting that we have had the privilege and honor of publishing all the 4 earlier books as we have this particular book. Now, these books, we must understand, are a culmination of years. The individual books by themselves are a culmination of years of writing. So he has been writing columns regularly in COLOURAGE, sharing his experience, his wisdom, his knowledge in the magazine consistently. And what we were able to do then is, after a logical conclusion to a set of subjects or a set of coherent topics, we were able to release this as a book with due updations and with due compilation for the benefit of the industry. So if ever there is anyone who embodies a selfless dissemination of knowledge and somebody who's just so happy to pour out their knowledge in the form of a book, I think the physical representation of that is sitting here in front of us. So CNS sir, it's really, it's on behalf of not only myself as a publisher, but on behalf of the entire industry who has now, become accustomed to reading your erudite works, we really take this opportunity to thank you. And true to your wishes, true to our wishes, true to our discussions, we wanted somebody whom all of us really look up to, in particular you and your family, to launch this book. And I think, again, in the spirit of ask and you shall receive. You wanted one of these luminaries to be there, but guess what? We've got 3 of them. All of them very, very senior luminaries, all of them very dear to you, beginning with none other than Professor M.M. Sharma, Padma Vibhushan Professor M.M. Sharma. What can we say? He's really the father of chemistry, as we've come to know over the years. And when we were, myself and CNS sir, we were talking about it, we were saying, we're just, getting into the subject of it, and we said the best way to describe him, as we say in Marathi here, is Dev Manus. He's the closest we can get to the, the divine embodiment of man. So thank you, sir. Not for the first time, definitely not for the last time. We are absolutely honored by your presence here. Thank you so much. So along with him, we have Dr. Shankar, Dr. V. Shankar, chairman of the SIS group of institutions. And we have Professor Thorat from UDCT, CNS alma mater. And if we could invite all 3 of you to please come up on stage and do a quick launch of the book, we would be really grateful to all of you. So please, sir, if you can step up. So CNS sir, as you have wanted to, maybe please do acknowledge their presence with a bouquet to each of them, as is there. Sir, inge. So the moment that we have been waiting for. The books are there waiting to be unveiled. So CNS sir, if you could please hand over a copy to each of them and allow the book to be unveiled. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a culmination of so many years of reading and putting it back with passion into this particular format. Yeah, and I'm sorry, in our enthusiasm, we forgot to even mention the small matter of the title of the book, Polymers, the Chemical Backbone. So he's written books on surfactants, he's written books on the environment, on specialty chemicals, and this one converges to the specific subject of polymers in the context of the textile value chain. So thank you so much for the launch, and Professor, as you would know now from years of experience, we can't let you go without speaking a few words.
Our very prolific writer, Sivaramakrishnan, is always busy writing. And I dare say that I do read because Dilip is very nice to send me gratis publications, of color publication. So I do glance them. Occasionally I comment to him. Polymers are extraordinary materials. And one way to describe is Lord Todd, who was Nobel laureate, he said the greatest contribution of chemistry was through polymers. These have a bizarre, real bizarre range of properties. You know, you can have barrier properties, allow oxygen or not allow oxygen. And you see the use in every day. But very sophisticated uses are like hollow fibers for desalination, hollow fibers for nephrology patients. And nature is our best teacher. How nature produces, we are not able to simulate nature. Nature produces rubber, ambient conditions. Nature produces silk fiber directly from the silkworms. Are we able to match that? No. So when you want to learn something, derive inspiration from nature. The other thing I want to say, the first and perhaps the only example of discovery-driven product in the polymer was nylon 6,6. Many people don't realize that entirely discovery-driven because Caruthers was hired by DuPont and given a carte blanche that come out with something original and we'll find the uses. And the same product then saw market-driven when aramid fibers came. So here is an example of a polymer which revolutionized because around the same time came polyester. And imagine what would have happened to economically weak women in India if they didn't have polyester saris. At affordable cost, lasts literally forever. So I was telling Sivaramakrishnan that look, a time has come, people have talked about recycling of PET bottles. But what about recycling of polyester fabrics? The amount of polyester fabrics that will be coming from saris to shirtings and other, I think time has come to look into recycling of polyester. We are talking of recycling of PET bottle where India is a shining example. 95% plus PET bottles are being recycled and people are making jackets. My jacket is not from recycled PET, but they have become very popular. Travel bags. PET has done exceptionally good job of recycling in India. And we are on the path to do LDP and HDP recycling. In fact, unless you adhere to circular economy, the future of polymers will not be as bright as you would like it to be. So we have to look at this circular economy right from day one. Fortunately, items like polyester are environmentally very, very good because both the starting materials come with clean technology, whether there is purified terephthalic acid or ethylene glycol. So to that extent, PET in terms of resin, in terms of fiber, has been unbeatable. The other point I would like to point out is, it is really odd that really no new polymer has come in last so many years. People don't realize we have improved upon all the existing polymers. We have improved LDPE, we have improved HDPE, we have improved polyester fiber, but totally new class. When Shell wanted to introduce new class of nylon, copolymers of propylene with carbon monoxide was a flop. And PEN, which has barrier properties instead of polyethylene terephthalate, polyethylene naphthalate, has extraordinary barrier properties. It can be retorted even. So you can use, there is no question of endocrine disruptor here because there is no bisphenol A. So you can have the baby feed bottles made out of PEN because you can sterilize that. So polymer is a wonderful area. He has covered right from natural polymers, and I always begin by saying that how under ambient conditions polymer come. And don't forget the most outstanding example of shellac, excretion product of insects. And that was the only polymer, gramophone, records, all wood, your polish for carpenters. And in Mahabharata there is a mention of Lakh, Mahal being burned. So shellac, the British was so much dependent on that polymer that they created Lac Research Institute in London and another near Ranchi. Because unless you did some research, the whole field of polymers would not have prospered. So please don't underestimate the role played by shellac, which continues to still play a role, important role. The shellac is still used now, of course, for varieties of other purposes, including chudis and all for women. They are still very popular. I compliment Sivaramakrishnan, and I urge him to keep on writing, and I keep on reading. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has a flight to catch. Professor Thorat?
Congratulations to Sivaramakrishnan. I think it's a wonderful. I've been seeing him in library day in and day out, and that's one of the wonderful habit of any particular person. Keep on writing, and the benevolent people, students are going to get benefit, and so on and so forth. So the polymers. I'm not a student of polymers, but of late I've been involved in some of the polymers, particularly the starch. Vinay is sitting over here, and it's such a wonderful molecule that we wanted to go for the decentralized manufacturing of starch. As you know, that starch is being manufactured at a much bigger scale. So let us say we're thinking of manufacturing at 500 kg or a ton scale, decentralized, by having this kind of local facilities for removing all other ingredients and just focusing on the polysaccharides, amylose and amylopectins. It's a wonderful way of looking into this kind of a startup, and I think you will see this kind of output coming up in a few more months. And so polymer being a wonderful molecules, I think there's unlimited scope for people to work and expand the knowledge, the horizon, and so on and so forth. I congratulate Sivaramakrishnan and for writing this wonderful book. I have just gone through some of the pages, and it's a very erudite writing done by him. So congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you. As I said, Professor Sharma, we've also been running a bit late, so apologies for that. And Professor Sharma has commitments, so we'll not hold him back for this. So, sir, please, your schedule is not bound by us anymore. But in the meantime, if I could also thank Dr. Shankar for being here and Let's hear it from the author himself, Mr. C.N. Sivaramakrishnan.
Thank you, Dilip. I deem it an honor and privilege to share this dais with Padma Vibhushan Professor M.M. Sharma, Director of Institute of Technology, Dr. Thoret, Dr. V. Shankar, President SIS and Shanmugananda Fine Arts and Sangeet Sabha. Thank you, sir, really, for taking quality time from your busy schedule and gracing this occasion. I am going to make this dais to thank people who helped me reach this stage. I have purposely made a prepared speech so that I don't miss out on anyone who really mattered in my life. I dedicate this book to my late parents and my elder brother who made me worthy of what I am today. I would like to pay rich tributes to the legend sitting on the dais, the most revered Padma Vibhushan Professor M.M. Sharma, who we call him the walking encyclopedia in chemistry, chemical engineering, and chemical technology. He is an institution by himself. My first meeting, sir, was at his residence at UDCT some 30 years back on a Sunday morning with late R.V. Raghavan, grandfather of Dilip, and late R.H. Mehra, and my friend, Ms. Anil Mehra. Unfortunately, for some reason, Ms. Anil could not make it for the afternoon. I struck a chord with Professor, and I've been seeking his advice from time to time. Professor had to go abroad when my third book was to be unveiled. A recorded video by him was played at UDCT KV Auditorium. Sir, I am eternally grateful to you for being a guiding force in my life. Whatever I am today little, it's all because of you. I would like to make one mention, late R.H. Mehra, which would resonate well with many in the audience. He was one who inspired me to write. During those my formative years at UDCT, he used to write columns in Textile magazine, and I used to peel off his pages and then file it. And mostly it was all on the textile auxiliaries, the so-called textile auxiliary, which is now called as speciality chemicals. And all my Sunday afternoon with my friend used to be at UDCT library from 11 to 5. My wife, Shamla, is a witness to all my presence at UDCT library. Truly, late R.H. Mehra was my academic tutor and the one who initiated me to writing. My humble homage to him. Chemistry used to be my favorite subject, both in school and college. My late brother Raju saw this in me and kept a close watch on my chemistry marks. Textile industry was booming in the late 70s, and my brother, who was a RUA alumnus, wanted me to pursue a career in textile. Being a Matunga Vasi, the choice was obvious. UDCT then, ICT now. My relations with my late brother was that of the legendary cricketer Sachin Tendulkar and his brother Ajit Tendulkar. Ajit was always in the background. Same is the case with me and my late brother. I pay my humble pranams to him. I vividly remember all the incidents as though it is yesterday. Thanks to my mother institutions, SIS, UDCT, and the galaxy of teachers who nurtured me and made me what I am today. Would like to make a special mention of my third temple of learning, Shankaramatam, Matunga, where I learned the Vedas and the Upanishads for good 10 years. Being in Matunga, I have been lucky to stay close to these three great institutions. I thank my wife Shamla for her unstinting support during this book gestation period, particularly so when I was writing my manuscript. She is my pillar of strength and my spiritual guru. I thank my daughter Priya and son-in-law Tejas for coming all the way from Dubai. I have been lucky to have worked with good people, very good people during my long journey of 45 years. Special thanks to those who stood with me in difficult times. During my 4 decades of involvement with the textile industry, I have had many stimulating discussions with innumerable technologists to whom I am deeply indebted. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who saw me through my 4 books, and this is the 5th one, and to those who provided support and infused fresh ideas in me. I have received congratulatory messages from Padma Vibhushan Dr. R. Chidambaram, former Chairman, Atomic Energy Commission, Dr. R. A. Mashalkar, the current Chancellor of ICT, Padma Shri Professor D.D. Yadav, former Vice Chancellor ICT, directors at Reliance Industries, Galaxy Surfactants, to name a few, and many of my overseas friends for successful launch of this book. I thank all of them from the core of my heart. I thank all my school and college mates, fellow alumni of UDCT, many of them are present in the audience, and my temple friends, my Swaranjali music circle. This is my newfound love. The last post-COVID, I have started singing. So Swaranjali music circle, my singers are all here. Shobhaji is here, Bhakti is here, Bhagwanji is here, representing the entire music fraternity there at Khalsa College. We used to sing on all Sundays between 4 and 7:30 to be right. Top brass at SIS and Shanmugananda, my friend, my cousin, and Vice President of SIS, Mr. Ramnarayan, my own cousin, is also here to grace this occasion. Friends, getting something wrong in chemistry is seen as an opportunity and not a failure. As chemists and technologists, we all would have had failed experiments, but it's all about how we pick ourselves from there. Chemistry teaches us not to give up. Polymer chemistry is a fascinating science. I have made a modest attempt in this book to cover the latest in polymer science, its chemistry, and technology. There are 6 chapters in this book. Frankly, each chapter can come out as a book. Such is the vastness of this book, of this subject. I am sure this book will provide an entry point and ignite young, budding researchers and scholars who wish to broaden their horizons and accept the challenge in finding newer applications in the field of polymer science and technology. Music is very close to my heart and has played a big role in the birth of all my books. Topping the list, and my real hero is late Mohammad Rafi and music director Shankar Jaikishan, Barman Dada, Pancham, and many others. Like prayer, my day is incomplete without listening to at least 2 songs of Rafi Saab and all these legends. Incidentally, Dr. Shankar is kickstarting the centenary celebration of Mohammad Rafi from the 24th of this month at Shanmuganand Hall. My association with color publication spans over 45 years, and I thank for their wholehearted support and enthusiasm throughout the process of my writing and publication. Special appreciation and thanks to editor-publisher Dilip Raghavan, who took personal pains to make this book a reality. Thank you all for gracing this, for your gracious presence and sharing this joyous and momentous day in my life. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Sharma. Thank you, Dr. Shankar. Thank you, Professor Thorat. If I may seek all of your indulgence, of course, they may step off stage at their convenience, but if I may seek your indulgence for the next 10 minutes, please, because we have the launch of our next book. And this time, instead of first calling the author, I would like to take the liberty of calling those who will help him unveil the book. Mr.